Sometimes the job I have is you're not able to help people as much as you'd like to be. Obviously there's a lot of concerns, a lot of challenges we have on a daily basis, but if I'm able to go and just help the school district in just a little bit of amount, it's my pleasure to do so. Again, fighting for these funds is not necessarily easy, but again, for a purpose like this thing, I think it was very important. It's actually unfortunate that we live in a day and age where we have to be so concerned about school safety. Certainly when I was growing up, it was taken for granted that schools were the safest place it can be, and schools will continue to be the safest place we put children. Unfortunately, we just have to spend a few more dollars to make that happen. But I do want to thank Dr. Sedniak, the entire board, for working with me at this point and making this happen, hoping to help you in any way I can in the future. So thank you very much.
That was perfect timing. He was on time. That was perfect. And I do want to also call out that it was with Dr. Sedniak's relationships and diligence to make sure that we got this. This is 100% you. So this was huge. This is $150,000 towards the safety of our students. I can't think of a better story for our district. So thank you very much. Bulletin board recognition. If you get a moment, we have the State of Jurors class. Their work is behind our days over there. Okay, I'm moving over to approval of minutes for the April 9th board meeting and April 16th OC special meeting. Do I have a motion? Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Approval of warrants, budget transfers, and wire transfers is detailed in the mailing. Do I have a motion? Motion. Second. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Approval of treasurer's reports is detailed in the mailings. Do I have a motion? Okay. Second. Second. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, at this point, this meeting is a little bit different. This is our budget hearing meeting. We have our budget vote next week. So I'm going to adjourn to the budget hearing. And then for the budget hearing, call to order. As the superintendent of schools, I would like to call the meeting to order. Would everyone please rise to salute the flag? At this time, I will introduce the members of the Board of Education. To my right, School Board President, Ms. Jennifer Highland. To her right, School Board Vice President, Tracy Miller. I will continue down. Board Trustee, Michelle Gordon. Board Trustee, Megan Ryan. Board Trustee, Ed Corona. To my left, Board Trustee, Vincent Lantini. Also present at the dais, we have our Assistant Superintendent for Business, Mr. Tom McDade, and our Deputy Superintendent, Ms. Beth Friedman, Legal Counsel, Ms. Lisa Hutchinson from Gercio, and our District Clerk to my left, Ms. Joanne Long. I will now turn the meeting over to the President of the Board of Education, who will act as Chairman of the meeting. I will direct the clerk to read the call of the meeting.
As clerk of the district and in accordance with the education law of the state of New York, I cause the following notice to be published. Notice is hereby given that the budget hearing of the inhabitants of the North Merrick Union Free School District, Town of Hempstead, County of Nassau, State of New York, qualified to vote at school meetings in said district will be held at the Housing Fair School, 1057 Merrick Avenue, North Merrick, New York, on this 14th day of May 2019 at 8 p.m. for the transaction of such business as is authorized by the education law. I certify that the above notice is being published by times: April 1st, April 19th, May 3rd, May 10th, May 17th editions of the Merrick Herald Live and the Newsletter.
Okay. I will direct the clerk to report on petitions received.
I received the following petitions. I received a petition from Jerry Acuna, Robert Crawley, Stephen Ella, Jennifer Highland, Meg Ryan. I also received a petition to change the number of board members. I'm just going to read it as it is on the ballot. Shall the number of members of the Board of Education of the North Merrick Union Free School District be decreased to 5 members from its current 7 members?
We'll introduce any candidates who are present. Who do we have candidates who are present? Let's stand up. Okay, we have Robert Crowley over here in blue. We'd like to welcome him. Thank you. Welcome. And Jerry Acuna. Welcome. Okay, and we also have at our dais Megan Ryan. Let me introduce myself. Do I have to introduce myself? All right, Megan. Okay. And I will direct the clerk to read the qualifications of a voter.
You need to be a citizen of the United States, 18 years of age or older, a resident within the district for at least 30 days prior to the voting date. Qualified voters must be registered to vote in the North Merrick School District or with the Nassau County Board of Elections from their North Merrick address.
Okay. Reading of the proposed 2019 to 2020 budget. 33,170,869. Categories of the budget. We have administrative, 4,382,367. Program, 24,022,165. Capital, 4,703,337. Okay, now I would like to open it up to public comments, if we have public comments. Okay, only for the budget hearing, I'll call for adjournment. Yeah, motion? Motion.
Second.
Second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Open back up to reconvene to public. Now we're on the agenda, item number 12.
Superintendent's comments. Good evening again. It's so nice to see everyone. This is such an amazing time of year between the concerts that are coming up, the Field of Flags, the Happiness Walk, 6th grade trips. We hope for good weather. I definitely don't want to be on a boat this week. Graduation ceremonies, our fun days, our field days, the open house the other night was absolutely amazing. It was the enthusiasm and the positive energy that was felt in the hallways truly was inspiring. And seeing children grab their parents and their grandparents and their older siblings' hands, and sometimes their younger ones as they were dragging them down the hall to come see their work, it was truly a wonderful, wonderful event. And the weather held out, so the buildings were not that warm, it was very nice as well. And Kona Ice that made an appearance this year for the first time outside of Old Mill, so we had a lot of cherry faces out there, a little sticky. So it is a great time of year to celebrate our children and the schools that they go to, and it's just an amazing time of year. We just hope the weather kicks in. The plant sale last week was amazing. I have to say the schools did a great job. The plants, by the time I got home, were still hardy and alive. I planted about 25 geraniums on Saturday, and they were well watered on Sunday, so I was very excited about that. But it was really nice to see the children walking out with baskets and dragging them a little bit, and I hope that everyone received a live plant on Mother's Day. We have our individual kindergarten orientations that are going on in the buildings, but we do have our district-wide event coming up. Nothing better than Bobby Dubois. I don't know if you know Bobby Dubois, but he puts on quite a show. He rocks and rolls those kids, and other siblings are allowed to attend with the child entering kindergarten and a parent, and we do that here next Tuesday. So looking forward to him. An all-time tradition and favorite in the district. We had our PTA District Council meeting yesterday, and we actually tackled a couple of things that we needed to discuss, such as who's buying the waters for Fun Day. There was a little bit of confusion, so I do apologize if that came from my office, because to be honest with you, I had no idea who was buying the water. So we figured that out, and moving forward, we have a stricter schedule, and we'll work together. We also discussed Meet the Candidate Night a bit, because I think there was also some confusion. Just to be clear, that is not a district-run event. It is organized by the PTA that is in the rotation for that year. The two organizations that are generally used are the League of Women Voters and then the County PTA Regional Office. And I do believe that their rules are, although they're quite similar, there are some differences. So what I think the PTAs have decided to do is in the beginning of the year, September or October, is to get together and come up with some guidelines that they all agree on. So whatever PTA is running it, they can then move forward with something in hand so that they have an idea of what they're asking for or from the organization that they choose that year. Just for factual information, that is at no cost to the district, though both of those organizations come here free of charge. And interestingly enough, there are some school districts who actually do it outside of their schools. They don't even host it in one of their schools. So I thought that was an interesting piece of information that was also brought to my attention. But it was a good conversation as always. PTA District Council is a wonderful meeting once a month that really allows the schools, the PTAs to share and to work together to answer anything that is outstanding. We do have our budget vote and our Board of Ed elections next week on Tuesday, May 21st, North Merrick Library from 6:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. So please mark your calendars and come out. Tonight's a very special night, besides all the wonderful things we've done, but so far it's only 8:25. It is tenure night. So if the board is ready, we will move into our tenures. We have this evening, yes, we're going to embarrass you, so please stand up and come to the front. Mr. Tom McDade first. It is my sincere pleasure. Okay. Where's your family? Oh, they should be standing there with you. Please come up and stand with Mr. McDade. Go ahead. Pleasure and honor to recommend Mr. Thomas McDade for tenure in his position as Assistant Superintendent for Business and Operations. Mr. McDade began his employment in the North Merrick School District on August 21st, 2015. Prior to his arrival, Tom had been a successful business official in both Malvern Union Free School District and Locust Valley Union Free School District. Upon my arrival to North Merrick, Mr. McDade presented himself to me as a loyal, hard-working employee, always ready to pitch in for the good of the organization. It didn't take long for his daily actions to support such qualities. Tom is always eager to learn all he can about educational leadership, as he changed his career path from attorney to business official 8 years ago. He sets high standards for himself, which in turn motivates his staff to do the same. Mr. McDade has accomplished so much for the district during the past 4 years that it is difficult to know what to mention first. He has been a strong and solid driving force in securing public support of the proposed budget under the tax levy cap restrictions during his tenure in North Merrick. The 3 budget votes under his fiscal leadership have had 3 of the 4 highest passing rates in North Merrick history, including the highest passing rate of 79% in 2017. Tom strategically and diligently works within the small North Merrick budget while balancing fund balance issues, healthcare increases, special education out-of-district placements, and contract negotiations. Mr. McDade ensures that we are always in compliance with the local, state, and federal accountability mandates and requirements. Evidence of this is the perfect state audit rating conducted by a CPA that we received last spring. It is unheard of across the state to have no findings or recommendations after a state audit. Mr. McDade handles many, many tasks that fall into many categories, including budget, business office, insurance, benefits administrator, food service, transportation, facilities, collective bargaining, smart schools bond, personnel, and community relations. So, without further ado, it is with the utmost confidence that I wholeheartedly and without reservation recommend Mr. McDade for tenure. It is my distinct pleasure to work with him every day. He is truly an asset to the North Merrick School District. Congratulations to the whole family. Okay, will Miss Christina Moser come forward, please? And I'd like to invite Mr. Luca first. You want to start? Yes, oh, and the family, yes, I'm sorry. Come on up.
I don't know if this is on. Can you hear me? Yeah? I can speak, it's fine. That's not on. It's okay, I don't need that. Okay, when it comes to Christina, I actually have a lot I could say, but I had to condense it for tonight. So I wrote a little something that I like to read to make it concise. Miss Moser is a very dynamic educator who we are lucky to have working in our district. Although her main responsibility is to teach the English language learners in our building, Ms. Moser does so much more than that. Every year since I have had the honor of working with her, she comes to me with a new idea to enhance the education, not only for her students, but all the students in our school. This year, she took on a special project with our third grade co-teachers, and she worked with the class on a poet study unit about Walt Whitman. And the students were inspired to write their own poetry, which they will have the opportunity to share at the 200th birthday celebration of Walt Whitman this June. Christina has done a fabulous job incorporating technology into all her lessons and has worked collaboratively with the teachers across various grades to enhance student learning in their classrooms as well. I'm sorry, my back is tall. At open house, our first grade parents were able to use their smartphones to open a QR code which linked them to a video of their own child reporting on their research. This would not have been possible without the help of Ms. Moser. A few years ago, Christina began working with students across the 5th grade, incorporating lessons with social emotional wellness. The lessons taught were influenced by Nalini Kids and My Intent, What's Your One Word? And students chose a word that represented them and created their own bracelets. This student project snowballed into our faculty making their own one-word bracelets. I mention this tonight because if I was to choose one word to represent Ms. Moser, it would be inspire. As she inspires me each and every day to do more and continue to bring unique experiences to the students of Old Mill Road. Christina, thank you for always bringing fresh, new, and exciting ideas to our school and district, and for always inspiring me with your passion for teaching. I am so proud of you and truly feel blessed to work with you. I hope your light continues to shine on all of us here in North Merrick for many years to come. Congratulations.
I'm going to keep it quick. Is this working? I feel like it's not working. All right. Ms. Moser is a collaborative educator. She works closely with general education teachers, special education teachers, building and district administrators, other building support staff. She works with a wide array of students ranging from kindergarten to 6th grade with varying cultural backgrounds, languages, and levels. She continues to develop highly effective lessons that target students' individual needs that are aligned to the classroom curriculum. She's a well-respected member of not only the E&L department and Old Mill Road School, but North Merrick School in general. She demonstrates a strong degree of commitment to her students and to the North Merrick community. She is a caring and dedicated professional who has exhibited the willingness to take risks and accept suggestions in order to ensure successful outcomes for her students. She frequently seeks professional development and utilizes what she has learned, particularly in the area of technology, which she's taught me a lot, for the betterment of her students. She takes that knowledge and she shares it with others, but not only with district staff, but also represents North Merrick School District at educational conferences. She works well with faculty, staff, and administrators, and is a valued part of the North Merrick School District and the field of education as a whole. I would also like to say that on June 7th, she's going to be recognized at the Title III E&L Consortium by getting, I want to get it exactly correct. She's going to be recognized by the Walter Whitman Birthplace and the NASTAR Tech Group for all of her outstanding work this year. So it is with my great pleasure that I recommend the granting of tenure to Ms. Christina Moser. I'm confident that she will.
Can I just say 2 words? I'm sorry. The word that comes to mind, I don't think it is working, Laura. The word that comes to mind when I watch you, now I've watched you in the classroom and I've watched you in the professional development setting, and you make us so proud because you not only give to children, but you give to colleagues, and you represent North Merrick at the highest level. I think of the word leader. Leader comes to mind, and you exhibit leadership each and every day. He gets a whole plant.